media day, the guys were kind of telling me about the 12-second shot clock is something you installed this year, but something you got the idea of doing last year after the Creighton game. Can you kind of explain the origin of that?
I've done it before in the past. My team's at St. Mary's, my team's at Oregon, and what it does, it creates tempo. It makes you play faster, react faster, think offense quicker, stay in attack mode quicker, and quite frankly gives you a confidence level to be able to shoot, knowing you got green light to shoot it and everything. Then when you go back to that normal shot clock, it keeps the pace of the game moving. If you look at Golden State, Houston, San Antonio, OKC, even with the 24-second clock, those teams are averaging shooting the ball in 12 seconds because of the pace or flow of the game. And we're a team that wants to get up and down and play numbers, and we can pass it well, we can shoot it well. So it's all predicated, though, on playing good defense and getting stops and getting down transition and running and creating more possessions.
Do you remember the very first time you used that, or did you pick it up from someone at St. Mary's? Or
the very first time I used it was at St. Mary's, and we went to a 16-second clock, and then come down to 12, and then at Oregon a couple of times in practice we had an 8-second shot clock to really just increase the pace and the tempo of the game. Creighton uses a 12-second. I thought they were a terrific running team over the last few years. Coach McDermott has done an outstanding job, so that seems to be the comfortable pace to get the ball down the floor, get it 2-3 passes, swing the ball, and be in a great rhythm offensively, particularly if you got guys that can shoot the ball.
What do you remember about the game against them last year? Was it just the tempo of them flying up and down and kind of breakneck pace? I know you guys play fast, but even kind of faster than what you've seen from your team.
I remember they couldn't guard Connor. He was unstoppable in the game, but yet we couldn't guard them because they exposed Connor and Josh Hawkinson because the speed of the game was so fast and everything. Our guards were okay in the game, but when you got a 5-man that runs as hard as your guards, you got a 4-man that can run and spot up and shoot threes, it's difficult to find people with the pace that you play at. In this system we're playing, we don't necessarily have a point guard in transition. One time it'll be Milan, next time it'll be Malachi, next time it'll be Robo. Drake is probably the fastest guy with the ball coming down the floor in transition. Q, Quentin Henson, can really handle the ball in transition. V, so it really puts the pressure on defenses to shut down your transition because you don't have a normal transition on offense with a point guard bringing the ball.
Is it kind of neat for you as a coach to look elsewhere and find that you know, not necessarily poaching, but kind of borrowing ideas from other coaches? And as long as you've been a coach, you've been kind of playing with pace and coaching pace. You can even find ways to get faster. You know, as long as you've been doing this. And
yeah, we all kind of beg, borrow, and steal from each other, and then you kind of figure out what fits your personnel. I remember when we put the speed game in, was way back in '97, if you can believe that or not. And then we hit 2000, and we were still playing so fast with Luke and Luke. And then all of a sudden, when we had Twan Porter and Aaron Brooks, here came the rest of the country almost, in a sense. Everybody started playing fast even at the NBA level. And then we go down to Phoenix and borrow some stuff from Mike D'Antoni with Steve Nash them down there when I'm at Oregon to play even faster. And now we're back down at Houston watching him again with the Rockets, putting it in that system so we can learn how to play even faster. So it all kind of is reciprocal with each other in terms of just understanding what you're trying to do, and different decades of stuff gets better, you tweak it, you move forward.
I imagine the first few times you installed that, it's chaos that you kind of wanted to turn into controlled chaos. What do you remember the first few times you saw these guys doing it this summer?
This group is much better because they're much more skilled. I tried to do it here the last 3 years. We threw the ball all over the place. I don't think our skill set was as good as this team here, and the shooting it. This team is an excellent shooting team, so it gives us an opportunity to score a lot of points playing with that kind of speed.
Are you guys expecting Drick back for the opener, or it'll be a little while?
I'm going to go slow with him bringing him back. Somewhere, though, in November, he'll be back on the floor, and will definitely be in games in December. I don't know, he might be in some games even in November, but first and foremost, it's just to get him back to the floor and get him back to practice in full speed. He's doing an outstanding job right now with their trainers and with their strength coach, and they have him on court doing stuff. It's just not been cleared to come back to full contact yet.
What's the nature of his deal, his injury?
Just a strained one, and with a little bit of fiber damage when they went the inside, so he should be back 100%.
Yeah, awesome.